Conceive, believe, achieve.
This is former UFC middleweight champion of the world, Michael Bisping.
Paddy the Baddy here. You're listening to Combat Sports UK.
And you're watching Combat Sports UK.
Hello everybody, welcome back. And as you can see, it's Taylor Collard here and I'm joined by the Jedi of Octagon, Akonne Wanliss. Akon, how are you, brother? Nice to see you again, mate.
Oh man, it's a pleasure to see you too, man. The force is strong and I'm ready for 2 weeks to unleash the force in Manchester AO Arena against Bahnik. Jeez, Let's go.
We got it. Top 10 ranked opponent. You're facing number 7, Jakub Bahnik, like you said, in Manchester in just under 2 weeks' time. 2 weeks yesterday. And we're all really looking forward to that. But the big question, fight camp. How are the Jaffa Cake withdrawal symptoms going? How are you feeling? Are you okay in this difficult time? I know it is for you right now.
I think I'm getting the shakes, man. I'm getting the shakes. I need my Jaffa Cakes. But that's a good feeling, man. You know, when I haven't got Jaffa Cakes in my system and I'm you know, that big tune is going to taste so much more sweeter. And that's how I like to have it.
Yeah, let's make it, when you pick up the win in Manchester, let's make it a Jaffa Cake shower. So anyone watching the interview, bring across some Jaffa Cakes for Akon. We'll throw them in the cage and we'll just, we'll cause chaos with the Jaffa Cakes.
Let's do it, man. I want to see as many Jaffa Cakes inside that cage. As soon as I finish Bahnik, I want to see them flooded, like, I'm going to be like, doing I want to do, you know what you do in the snow angels.
Yeah.
I mean, Jaffa Cake angels. That's it.
That's the thing as well. Like you like a good dress up for your walkouts. Maybe one day you've got to come dressed as a giant Jaffa Cake. Like surely, if you get a timer shot, it's the giant Jaffa Cake coming out, right?
Man, that'd be crazy. Yo, listen, Jaffa Cake, you've got to hit me up with a sponsor for that. You know what I mean? We're gonna come out like a giant Jaffa Cake. Hey, listen, we got to talk. We're gonna talk.
Hey, you heard
hit
it.
Me up.
You heard it here first. So I'm of course talking about you're dressing up and your antics. Octagon in Stanitsa, when you finally made your much anticipated debut. What a vibe, man. What a vibe in that stadium as well. You really put on a show. Like, just talk us through how you felt kind of in the run up to that while you're making the walk into Octagon over there in that outdoor stadium.
And I came out and I said and done what I said I was going to do. So, you know, I came out from start to finish, put on a performance. And I remember getting, you know, dressed up after I was totally done all my warm-up. I was like, cool, I'm going to dress up now, put on all my Darth Maul outfit. And then I remember, like, the runners were looking at me like, this is new. What's going on? So I grabbed my lightsaber and I'm walking down. And as I walk out there, they try and like push you to get out. Obviously, you know, it's TV and it's everything's going to be on time. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And they're trying to push you to like run down the walkway to the fight. But obviously, I've got this whole performance planned and little stuff and everything. So I've walked out first. Thank God there was like a long stairs and then right into the crowd. So I just took that as slow as possible. And then I'm thinking about all this in my head. And then I do a couple of lightsaber swings and I get to the center of the walkway and I'm like, okay, this is a great place to stop.
Yeah.
As a drop, I'm like, I didn't realize, but later on the lights hit me in the perfect timing because it just looked like I was unleashed a fourth stage. Like, shoot, that was not planned. Yeah, it just happened. So I was like, bang, and I'm down. I'm looking. I'm like, damn, my lightsaber's in half. What happened to my lightsaber? Why did it fly out somewhere in the crowd? But anyway, I just continued, switched into my mode of ready to fight. Had a spectacular performance, knocked him out 2 minutes, 7 seconds, and then got the Jaffa Cakes and it tasted sweet.
Yeah, you definitely did. Yeah, the performance, the walkout, everything just kind of went perfect. I mean, is there any, you know, you look back on it and as you say, the striking it just looked like as soon as you got in there and took control of the cage, it was just a matter of time. How proud are you and how do you feel about the actual mixed martial arts side of the performance as a whole?
I'm very proud. You know, I slipped a little bit in there because I launched on my feet because I thought I was going to be fighting on canvas for some reason. I didn't get a chance to feel the cage beforehand. I came a little bit late, and then but in there I felt really good. I felt sharp. I felt like I could see everything that he wanted to do. I'd seen that he was trying to do the check left hook a lot, and I was like, I'm thinking faster than you, bro. I'm going to get to the mark before you get to the mark. Oh, so said, so done. You know, my beautiful striking was on display, and I can't wait to show more of my mixed martial arts, my repertoire in coming November the 4th.
Yeah, no, the challenge has flipped quite significantly. You know, you've been jumped in at the rankings at 14 in the division at OKTAGON, and now you're going to jump in.
13.
Is it 13? Sorry, my bad.
No, 13. Yeah.
And you're going to go in against Jakub Bahnik, who is number 7. So you're really, you know, you're fighting up into the top 10. Obviously, at the top of that division, you've kind of got Paradisa, and the belt's vacant at the moment. Talk to us about, you know, how it feels to get that really big stage to perform now. I think you're top billed, you're 3rd from the top, if I'm not mistaken. So you're really kind of bang in the middle. You're right after the Quigley and Smith fight. You're gonna have a lot of eyes on you, man. How does it feel to get such a big fight?
It feels awesome, you know. Like, I feel proud to be on the main card, and I feel like that's rightly deserved. I feel like the fight's gonna be one that people want to watch, and you know, I attest to my skills. That I feel like I put on a performance from start to finish. So I think people are very intrigued and interested in me and see what I can do and stuff. So, you know, I also do feel honored that they put me in the rankings straight away from my first fight. And again, that just, you know, fills me with more confidence that moving forward that I'm doing the right thing. You know, I did come from, you know, a bad time in my MMA career to come all the way now back into OKTAGON, win the LFL title, get into OKTAGON, win my OKTAGON debut, and now fight a top 10 opponent. So soon I'll be in the top 10, and it's just, you know, geez, step by step. Like you were mentioning the top guys in there, I will start being one of them names mentioned as one of the top guys, and then you know what comes next: title fights and on to more
title fights and belts. And yeah, we know that promotion can push guys. You know, another friend of the show, Nico Samsonidze, just got the title shot in a division below after, you know, 1 fight comeback, great finish. So the opportunity is there, and they love to push people, especially locally. So you're in a really good position to do something like you did before, and then you're right in there. He's kind of like a striker, similar to you. Do you see it playing out on the feet? Do you see yourself having to be crafty with him? How do you see the matchup, kind of as a whole?
Well, he's a boxer, so he, like I said, he's a striker as well, and I don't really see him looking to shoot. I did fight a person who was a Taekwondo world champion in my last one of my last fights. I thought it was going to be a stand-up war of attrition, my stand-up versus his stand-up, but he was shooting all the time. So it's a fight. You never really know what's going to happen. But I do expect him to come out and try to box. I don't really focus on what he's going to do. I know that's his strength that he's got, but I know everywhere else in the MMA he's pretty weak. So if I was him, keep the fight standing as long as possible. Don't go down to the ground. Stay away from the clinch and try and box. So that's probably how the fight's going to go, and he's either going to get knocked out, or if he does try and shoot and we end up on the ground, way levels ahead of him, so he's going to get submitted down there.
But yeah, it echoes what you said to my colleague Reese, who interviewed you over at Renegade Gym, that you're just, however, I think you said something along the lines of, however he chooses to go, that's where I'll end it. I just love that.
And it's literally that. So if he chooses to stand up on his feet and try and survive, then I'll take him out, I'll knock him out. If he chooses to wrestle and wants to test out the clinch, wants to test out the other side of MMA, I've got some lethal force chokes.
Some lethal force chokes. Let's go. And going into this camp, is there anything in particular you've kind of pinpointed? You know, obviously your last fight was 2 minutes 7 seconds. There's not a great amount of footage and things for you to look at. But what have you looked to improve the most throughout this camp? I know we talked last time about the infamous shark tank you get yourself caught into at the gym down there. But what gains have you made across this camp?
Oh man, the infamous shark tank still continues. It still goes on. And so for me, it's just a journey as a mixed martial artist. Is constantly trying to develop every single set of my skills. So I'm constantly working on my wrestling, constantly working on my striking, constantly working on my condition. You know what I mean? So, like, yeah, I may already have an 8-pack, but that don't mean, I'm trying to not swear, but I don't mean anything in the cage. You know what I mean? So I'm really trying to push the physical aspect as well. So I'm just trying to be a better version. Every single time you see me, there's just a new level unlocked, and new levels will be shown come November the 4th.
No, amazing, man, amazing. One other thing you've been involved with that's obviously in our minds right now is OKTAGON Challenge. It's been incredible, an incredible show. I've spoken to a few of the guys from there, and they talked about how good it was. How much did you enjoy being out there? I guess you kind of didn't have the pressure of, oh, I've got to go and fight and make weight and everything like that. So you could almost enjoy the experience a little bit more. Like, how was it for you?
Yeah, it was really good. It was literally like a MMA holiday out with the lads, especially with me and Brad Pickett. He was so cool. Brian, they're so cool. Pavel and Andre, like, I got to like really spend some time with them. The bosses of OKTAGON, and they're absolutely cool, man. They fly, like they're pilots.
Yeah.
They took us in the air. Like I was first when they said, "Oh, these are going to be your pilots." I was like, when did they start to learn to fly? Because I do want to make it to my fight in one piece, you know. But yeah, like there was so many great things that we've done. Hand fights, you know, we got to sit there and watch the fights, BK side, coach these guys through their fights, and as you've seen through the show already, there's been, you know, knockout submissions, there's been the decisions, there's been outright wars, and it's epic to absolutely watch, and then to relive it, watching it on TV. It was awesome, man.
Yeah, and it really comes through just how great the experience is, and what I really like about it is how small it is. You know, it's not 15 fighters or whatever. It's, you know, 8 guys across 2 countries already with a rivalry. Speak to the quality of the lads that they got on that show, because like you said, there's been everything in the fights so far, and there's been a couple of wars. You know, Frimpong's fights in particular have both been really entertaining. George Staines is super high level as well. So to speak to the quality of the lads that they got into the show.
Yeah, it was especially from look, Team England. I got to actually train with them. You know, obviously Team Ireland is on the other side, and it was really good just to see their drive and their passion for the sport, and how much they've developed. As you know, they're very young in their career. They've just like either done like a lengthy amateur career and then just started a pro, or maybe had 1 or 2 pro fights and stuff like that. So to see how like driven and how much skills and how much knowledge they wanted to soak up was awesome. And also another thing, to like be in a position of being a coach as well. It's not something that I really I do all the time, or to put in that position. So it was a great experience to be on the other side and share my knowledge, which also improves my knowledge at the same time, because we bounce things off. Like you have to teach something basic or go back over something that I don't really think about all the time. It's a great learning experience for me too. So I love that aspect of side of things. And then obviously picking Brad Pickett's brain. That was like a tongue twister. Picking Brad Pickett's brain.
Nailed it.
That was legendary, man. So yeah, I loved it, every minute of the experience, and I would definitely do it again.
And in the last fight, the semi-final that we just saw, there was a bit of cross cage back and forth between you and a certain Shem Rock. Obviously, you're both in the same division. There is a bit of a sarlacc in the room, so to speak, to use a bit of Star Wars terminology there. Is there anything boiling underneath there, or is it just kind of television, a bit of banter back and forth? What's happening with Shem Rock?
I'll be honest, I haven't seen the last episode, so I'm maybe not. I don't know what happened between there.
So he kind of during the fight, he kind of pipes across at you, and you kind of bite back a little bit. I think Shem says something along the lines of, "Oh, did you see that Akonne?" or something like that. And he calls you out quite specifically, and it kind of just piqued my ears a little bit, because I know you're in the same division. I think he's ranked 11 with you at 13. So I thought, oh, is there a bit of something here?
I think he's ranked 12 or something like that. But
yeah.
Nah, from what I feel so far, there's, you know, we both got the same management, and they've made it very clear, you know, it is what it is, and he's not on the radar, as to say.
Nice.
But
nice.
Throughout the show, I must say he's been nothing but respectful. To say, obviously, Frimpong's been the total opposite, as you see.
Here we go, yeah.
Stuff like that. But it's just, you know, I feel like with Frimpong, it's a lot of pantomime. I already know that he doesn't want to fight me. and Shamrock's been nothing but a friend to me so far. So you know, my goal is to be champion, and if his goal is to be champion too, one of us has got to go. You know, so if that comes down later on in the line, then I'm sure management is going to have to sort something out there. But I think at this moment in time, they want it to be nice and peaceful between me and Shamrock.
Yeah, nice. I love the respect there that you guys are kind of you've just shown towards Shem. It was an interesting point in the show. He must have just been a good bit of banter then. And yeah, you mentioned Dennis. You and him kind of had a back and forth in the last episode as well. I think he came in and I think you were on FaceTime or something, and he almost called you out a little bit. He just kind of laughed it off. Like, he was a character, wasn't he? Real character.
Yeah, it's a real character, and it's just funny, like, because all the time that pops up. I remember it popped up on TV because he came up to me when we seen each other in one of the shows back in the last Octagon show, and he came up to me. He was like, "Oh, is the beef squash between us?" And I was like, "What beef?" I don't go to bed thinking about, this guy said this to me, this guy said that to me. I don't go to bed thinking about that. You know what I mean? I'm thinking about my next opponent. I'm thinking about becoming champion. I'm thinking about, progressing my skills, not a little school playground, little something. If you sign the contract to fight me, now we're talking different. Now we can get more serious. Now I'll come and destroy you inside the cage. That's a bit different. But like, I'm not in kindergarten, you know what I mean? I'm not really down with all these little pranks and games that Dennis likes to play, you know what I mean? And Shem being his best friend doesn't really get involved in all that. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, it's a crazy contrast. Yeah, it's like when people ask me about Shem all the time, and I'm like, well, he's nothing like Dennis. You know what I mean? If he was like Dennis and I had to spend that much time with Dennis, I would have knocked him out already. You know what I mean? But it's like, I spent a little bit of time with Dennis, and I spent a lot of time with Shem, and it's just two different, opposites attract.
Very much so. And the last thing on Octagon Challenge, George Staines joined the club of MMA Lego collectors. So I'd like to know, does his collection beat yours? Or you mentioned to my colleague Reese, Brad Pickett seems to have a very good collection of Lego as it goes.
Brad Pickett's collection is elite. To say the least. He's probably got a room this size just full of Lego.
That's mad.
I've got a box of Lego. I haven't yet. Obviously, I've just moved in about 2 months ago, and I'm going to stick it up against the back of here. This room is going to be the game room, and then I'm going to stick my titles as well around here. And yeah, I haven't got as many as Brad Pickett, but I think I've got more than George.
Okay, so you're a comfortable second.
Yeah, I'm second.
And what's your proudest piece that you've got?
Proudest piece? The Darth Vader helmet. So I got a Lego version of that, and I think that'll probably be my proudest piece. But it's broken at the moment because my cat knocked it over in the old house, smashed it, and I was like, and then we just dash it all in the box, and I'll rebuild it at some point.
Cats for you. So just to see it out, I've got a little bit of a Star Wars question for you. It wouldn't be an Akonne Wanliss interview without talking about Star Wars, so we gotta jump in there. If you were to be an MMA promoter, to put yourselves in Pavel and Andre's shoes, how would you rank the top 5 pound for pound Star Wars characters? So imagine they jumped across to MMA. You could call it whatever, the Tatooine Martial Arts Association, ran by Akonne Wanliss. Who's your top 5 pound for pound?
Are we talking canon, or are we talking like the whole entire Star Wars universe?
Hey, you go, man. It's your promotion. You're the big dog.
All right, cool. So I would put at number 5. At number 5, I'd put Han Solo. Yeah, he's crafty, sneaky. You know what I mean? And he'd always cheat. He'd definitely cheat all the time. So he'd get himself in the top. He'd get himself in the top 5. Number 4, I would put. It'd have to go with. Don't like Ray. I don't like that. Them scenes, them stuff like that. Okay, I'd have to go with Luke. We'd have to go Luke Skywalker for number 4. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, I'd go Mace Windu, even though he got killed off. I think he's a G. Yeah, and if he didn't have that little connection, get murked off by who's number 2, I would give. It's a tight one. I'd give number 2 Anakin Skywalker / Darth Vader.
Okay.
And number 1 would be Darth Revan.
Ooh. Out there choice. Yeah. Go ahead, justify that one. How come he's pipped the others to the top?
Just about, because he has like that little balance to him where he's more of a grey Jedi in a way. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I'd love to see more of a film about him. Actually, he's a bit of a bad man.
It seems like that's the way they're going, you know, with Ahsoka that's just come out. It seems they're exploring the grey area, right? So there's options for these guys to come out, right?
Exactly. So yeah, you know, so Ahsoka, she's really good. She's out. I need to watch that series, but she's a very good grey Jedi.
Yeah, give it a watch, bro. It's good. It's one of the better ones they've come out with in the last few years, definitely. Right. Won't take up any more of your time. Appreciate you so much, brother. We'll give you the last word to shout out to any sponsors, training partners, this kind of thing. Self-promotion, of course. We know you're big on the socials, got a lot going on. So over to you, my man.
Big shout out to Big A. Also, if you want to follow me across all my social medias, you know where to find me, Akonne Wanliss. And that has been me. May the force be with you.
Right, the man, the Jedi, Akonne Wanliss. Fighting number 7, Jakub Bahnik, OKTAGON 48 in Manchester, November 4th. Tickets have gone down to, I think, about £19 now. So if you're anywhere in the UK, that is the only place to be on that Saturday night. We're going to be there. We're going to cover it. Hopefully, we'll get a winner's interview with Akonne once he unleashes the force and takes that number 7 spot. But from us at Combat Sports UK, we wish you the best of luck in the fight, Akonne, and thank you so much for your time, brother. Appreciate it as always.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you.